Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 68 of the Video Games Ahoy podcast. Yes, it's lovely. I'm your host, Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Big David Gape.
Hello.
And Little David Weeks!
Hi.
Guess who's...
No one's ever called me little before.
Well, I've been watching a lot of Taskmaster with Rosie recently, so I thought I'd try and bring that on board, because there's a new series coming soon.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
That's true.
And I just thought, what better way to go little to big? Because Dav, big, little, and baby. I could have gone that route as well. No, a big, middle. Was it medium? I can't remember. Anyway, it's a song we used to. Well, I didn't used to sing, but I used to love watching Dav Gape sing it. It was fun. How are you? How are you, gents, doing?
All good here.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah, good, cool. All right. Well, should we just get into it? Should we just talk about the podcast really quickly?
Absolutely.
We're on Mondays now. We're live on Mondays. So podcast episode should be up either late Monday evening or Tuesday morning. But if you want to watch us, like I said, we'll be live Mondays. Check us out then. We've got a lot of news to talk about this week. We'll leave the rest of the stuff to the end because there's a lot of stuff to talk through. And I just think we need to get to the nitty gritty. I think we need to get into it. So should we just get into it? Let's do it. All right.
Nitty my gritty, Johnny.
All right. Well, first things first. Sony had an event last Thursday. We were all there, not there in person, but we were there spiritually. I want to say digitally, spiritually, as much as we could be. What did you guys think?
Yeah, it was exciting.
Yeah.
There was a few really kind of moments, which was nice.
Yeah,
I feel more positive the longer that it's been. Being like, actually, they did have some really like kick-ass announcements.
Well, shall I talk about announcements? Shall I breeze through them all and then we'll come back and pick the favorite ones? We'll have a chat about that. So Sony event last Thursday, like I said, Marvel Spider-Man 2 with Venom that was great. I was very excited for that. They're also Insomniac are also making a Wolverine game. Which I'm also very excited for. That's coming out on the PS5. Didn't give a date because I think that's a while. That's going to be a while yet. God of War Ragnarok. We got some of that as well. And have you seen people have been complaining about it already?
Why?
Why?
Because they're reusing assets from the first game, as if.
Oh, calm down, people.
Wait until they get a hand of what is it? It's like Majora's Mask. They'll be shocked what they did with the assets from the first game. Ocarina of Time. Let me tell you something about that. It looked beautiful otherwise. Gran Turismo 7 we got a look at. That looked fine. Remastered Uncharted 4, the Lost Legacy Collection. It's coming to PS5 and PC next year. Knights of the Old Republic. That was a juicy bit of gaming there for me. That was. I enjoyed that. Chia, that looked fun.
Chia looks really nice.
GTA 5 delayed till March 2022. I don't know what they're doing to it because it doesn't look that different. And did you know that it's the most? I think it's most downvoted PlayStation video on YouTube.
Brilliant.
Which is about right because it was really not a word. It didn't need to be there. It didn't.
I can't imagine people being toxic about a GTA game.
I know exactly. Exactly. Forspoken. We got a look at that. That was really lovely. I quite enjoyed that. Ghostwire Tokyo. Project Eve. Nothing to do with the Project Eve we were thinking of.
The Parasite Eve.
Yeah, Parasite Eve. That's the one we were thinking of. Blood Hunt. That looked fun.
Yep.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Fine.
Guardians of the Galaxy. We had Deathloop, which is actually coming out tomorrow, and it's had incredibly good reviews. We'll have a little chat about that later. And then Alan Wake Remastered, which we spoke about previously, but that's coming up for the PlayStation for the very first time. From my perspective, there were 3 specific things which just blew my mind, and I was so excited for and so happy about. And I've seen some people saying like it's the best one. I've seen some people say it's a meh one. Where do you guys?
One.
Yeah, where do you guys kind of stand on the event? How do you feel? What would you grade it if this is a little child at school? Would you scold it?
I'm on the meh end of it all. And And I just said that I felt more positively about it now than I did when it happened. But it's just like, when's Wolverine coming out? And Spider-Man 2 is coming in 2 years. And we know there was no Horizon. They mentioned it afterwards. But you've got Horizon and God of War next year. And as far as Sony studios go, and Gran Turismo, I guess, is there anything else?
Nothing really. But then I guess, to be honest, I think that's something we've seen across the board. I think Microsoft did it a little bit as well. Like with Indiana Jones, we got that little thing where it's like, that's coming sometime in the future. And it's like, oh, that's I think it's just things they do know, isn't it? They just announce it so far in advance.
Yeah, but for like the showcase, the PlayStation showcase, and I was like, they didn't show enough games. Like Xbox showed like in that E3 one. I can't remember if that was this year or last year now, where they had like Avowed, Fable, all that. That was last year.
That was last year. Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, they're all concept trailers and from games that are years away, but there was a lot of them. Whereas with this one, the
showcase was more of a show. Small box.
Yeah. Like, they showed God of War, which looked really good. And don't get me wrong, all these games are going to be 9 and 10 out of 10s, of course. But, like, there was a lot of third party there. And even then, it was a lot of remakes and remasters. I don't know, I just expected more games.
I don't know what we were really missing.
It was a 40-minute long presentation.
Yeah.
So
it was 5 minutes of shapes.
Yeah.
there were a lot of shapes.
And they started with that stupid trailer at the front that was like 5 minutes.
What trailer was that?
Yeah.
It wasn't for a game.
Like
it was just like
just running
playing
around a town being cool.
Yes, it was
parkour chess.
Yeah. It was like all their advertising budget just went on that one thing. We're like, right, let's make it as long as possible. We want to get it right in. Yeah, and that was weird.
I don't know why Herman Hulst was there, really, except to start the PlayStation Studios bit. But that was, like, right at the end. He spoke, and then you had Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, God of War, and Gran Turismo. But I don't know why he was interrupting the whole proceedings, especially because they had the whole thing afterwards. And then I don't know why Jim Ryan was there interrupting proceedings.
Jim Ryan.
It just felt like we only had 40 minutes, and we didn't really get much out of it.
I guess it's a weird one because I really enjoyed it because there was a couple of announcements that I was really excited by, and like I said, it does feel like that's just how lots of companies are doing things now. Like look at Nintendo. I mean, they've announced a couple, like Bayonetta 3. They announced it like 4 years ago, and we've not actually seen anything of it since. And I think that's just something companies seem to be doing now, showing like glimpses of it just to get the hype. But then nothing really beyond that.
Was that the 2017 E3?
I think either 2017 or 18. Might have been 18.
If it was the 2017 one, we had Super Mario Galaxy. We had a whole onslaught of games. And 2018 was quite the same. Like Nintendo did pretty well in those first years of the Switch of getting a game out every month, like a key game out every month. But yeah, this just kind of worries me as to what Sony has other than Horizon, God of War, and Gran Turismo coming up in the next 18 months.
Yeah, I guess we don't know how much COVID impacted that. I think that's another thing as well. Like COVID has been such a big thing, and it's impacted so many companies. And like, I was reading this thing about like how much harder these days like video games are to make. Like even just 10 years ago, they're so big and they take so long. $200 million worth. Of like even the slightest delay seems to knock it back by like a couple of months. So, like, even with, like, something like Deathloop, I mean, that got delayed by, like, 4 months. The time we saw it, just before it got delayed, it looked ready. So we don't know why these things get delayed. Like I said, I'm maybe a bit more positive about it because I think there was a lot of things on the, like, I guess there's a lot of third-party stuff, which may be coming to Microsoft eventually, like Ghostwire Tokyo and even Deathloop. But at the same time, that is essentially an exclusive for at least the next year, so I guess that kind of counts. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what they got up their sleeves. I think, it's going to be a weird one next year, but I think a lot of it is going to be God of War and Uncharted, Horizon Forbidden West. But
that's all coming in the first bit of the year.
guess we haven't. There was something I saw the other day. I saw someone put like a timeline of things that are coming up in the next couple of years, and there was other things that I think we might have forgotten about, but I just can't remember off the top of my head because it's not in front of me. Maybe I'll find it later. But yeah, lots of people were kind of like meh or yeah, and I feel like we're somewhere in the middle. Should we talk about Epic, Apple, and the court case that was? Because there's been there's been an update on that, and it seems like
juicy.
It seems like everyone's lost. I think that's what it seems like. Brendan Sinclair of GamesIndustry.biz has given an update on the Epic Apple court case, and the Fortnite maker won at least a partial victory that could have significant ramifications for iOS developers going forward. It's a weird one because I read a couple of things after this, like Jason Schreier, for instance, where he was saying like a lot of companies were saying like that Epic has won. But then there's lots of things they're actually going back to court. They've already said they're going back to court to contest a lot of this. So I think the one thing they've won is the fact that you can now pay for things through the in-app paying is something you can do now. But whether
that was the crux of the whole thing. That's what started it all. And as far as I'm concerned, Epic have absolutely won, and all the rest of it is just hog's wash.
The issue is that Apple can't. So another thing I was reading was Apple can actually refuse to allow Epic back onto the App Store because they actually broke. They broke the terms and conditions of what you're allowed on the App Store. So Epic have basically. So I'll whittle it down to what it actually is. Epic have to pay like millions of pounds to Apple. Apple don't have to pay millions, but they have to allow third parties to have their own in-app payments on iOS, which is a very good thing. That is the best thing to come from this because
Apple will lose billions.
Yeah, well,
for having to do that.
Apple are set to lose a lot of money, but at the same time, Epic are still raging about it as well. So Epic, they're going back to court. This is going to go on for probably another year or so, I imagine. But it's a mad one because it's like no one's happy. So I got a tweet from Jason Schreier. This is what he says. Epic lost on just about every count and will have to pay millions, while Apple now has to let apps use external payment processors, potentially costing them billions. Big win for everyone who is rooting for both companies to lose, which is kind of funny. But it does seem like Epic... So I was thinking about this. It seems like Epic has won for everyone else, but not actually for themselves, because if Apple don't let them back on, then what was it all for from their perspective, I guess?
Well, was it a selfless, martyric act?
It's starting to feel that way.
Well, aren't they on everywhere except for South Korea or something?
In South Korea, I think last week they were stopped from going back on, but who knows? This might change it. We don't know. This has only just come up the last couple of days, and they're going back to court and stuff, but it's going to be lost the battle, won the war. That's probably the best way to describe it. Anyway, let's move on. Epic Apple, that is going to be a thing going on until next year. Previously rumoured. This is a previous rumour. Now it's just truth. Nintendo's dropped the price of not the original Switch, the second iteration of the original Switch.
Yes, the now base model.
The now base model has been dropped by £20 in the UK, which is good because I think the new one coming in is $3.19. And now this one is $2.59.
Which is how much I bought my Switch for, because I was in France at the time.
Oh, there we go. It's just €269 and £259 and €269 which is good. I'm glad they did that because I think a lot of people were wondering why would people want to buy the new model, especially like what's the worth? They should be dropping the old model. And they've done it, even if it's only about £20. At least they've done it. And
but they haven't dropped the new one.
They haven't dropped the new one, no. So $259, that seems pretty good. I mean, it does for me. Like for an extra £60 and getting a dock, it does seem like why would you bother getting a Lite when it's that close in price? £60 is the cost of a game. So I don't know. But yeah, they've dropped the price, which is probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing. I want to talk about Deathloop.
Yes.
Actually, I want to talk about Deathloop really quickly because this is kind of like. It's kind of a really funny story. We're talking about PlayStation exclusives for a year at least. This is going straight onto Game Pass, as we previously talked about. But Deathloop reviews came out today, and pretty much unanimously, people are saying it's excellent. It's currently got an 89 on Metacritic and an 88 on OpenCritic. GameSpot, IGN, they both given it a 10 out of 10. VGC give it a 5 out of 5. Game Informer give it a 9. These are really good scores for what is essentially a first-person shooter. And there is a part of me that's tempted that would have been tempted to buy it if I didn't have an Xbox. But as we've already spoken about, I think we've mentioned this a couple of times, that's coming day one to Game Pass. As soon as that 1 year exclusive deal has gone from PlayStation, that's going to the Game Pass because it will make people buy Game Pass even more. But Daf Weeks, are you tempted at all to play Deathloop? Because I know, like me and Dave Gape have said many times, this is a Game Pass wait for us. Would you be tempted to buy Deathloop?
No, quite honestly. I'll wait to. I don't ever go by the numbers that critics give things.
Fair enough.
That's just not how we roll. Because
arbitrary numbers, yeah.
You get burnt too many times.
Yeah, I have been burned many times. Also, just my taste is just seems to be different to, the general consensus. But I quite enjoyed what they had to show in the showcase. I thought it looked interesting. Not interesting enough to make me fork out 60-70 quid for it.
No.
But
that's the thing, isn't it? 70 quid
70
for a
quid
PS5 game.
Yeah, it's just like... It's pretty, but I need to know. I need to know that I'm going to like it. And it's getting harder and harder to justify a game purchase nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Like Dab Gabe just said, like 70 quid. Like, it's like for me, I think about the fact that it's owned by Microsoft and it's going to come to Game Pass. I'm like, do I want to drop 70 quid when I could just wait a year? And I've got so many games to play. There are many games coming up for the rest of the year that I want to play, probably more than Deathloop. So by the time I get through those, I'll be into next year when like Horizon comes out and all these other games, and I could just may as well wait. And I think that's what a lot of people are going to do. There are people who are being very upset about Deathloop coming out on PlayStation 5 on both sides as well. Like Xbox fans are like, "Oh, it's an Xbox game," and then PlayStation fans like being like, "Yeah, it's not. I think it's overrated." It's like, oh, just it looks like a great game. People seem to be saying it's a really good game. I think I'm gonna wait, and I imagine Dab Gape is too. I imagine.
Oh yeah, I don't. There's no. Oh, is there a game, Johnny? Now, forget exclusivity about everything. Is there a game that would come out on PS5 and be like, right, we're coming to Game Pass in literally exactly 1 year, that you'd be like, yeah, £70 today?
Because
£60 for some reason feels so much.
It does feel £70 a lot. It is a lot of money. Like really like £60. I try not to buy full fat £60 games. I try my best to hold out as long as possible. When I bought God of War just before it came out on the PlayStation 5, if you bought the PlayStation Now, you got our PS Plus, you got it for free. I bought it. I waited and I got it for like 12 quid, and that was like last year.
I work in education, so £70 is just shy of a day's work for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, imagine like if you had to do the other way. So like you're like, right, in order to play Deathloop, you have to go and work for a whole day, and then you come home and you get this video game. And I'm like, I don't know, like that's 2 weeks of groceries.
Yeah.
Another way of thinking about it, like, if we're talking about Game Pass and its monthly price, if we broke down that year to a monthly fee, we're talking 5-6 quid per month to play
one
Deathloop
game
early.
Yeah.
You know?
And then with Game Pass, it's twice the cost a month, but then you get to play.
You get all the games.
100 games.
Yeah.
And it does. I mean, it does come back to like valuation and stuff. Like for us, obviously, like £70 is a lot of money, but for someone else, it could be nothing, which is great for them. But like, I do think, and the Dav,
they're not watching us.
Exactly. But
we're representing the normal people.
We're exactly.
we are the proletariat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But that is the thing. Like, it's just it is mad how, like, especially with Deathloop. I think that's a really good example. Really, like, is there anything I'd want to get first, like day and date? The only game that would tempt me would be something like Final Fantasy 16. And that's because I wouldn't want any spoilers. I wouldn't want to wait a year for spoilers. Even something like The Last of Us or something like that, I could have waited. But like only something like Final Fantasy 16, which I'd want to play day and date.
Zelda,
yeah, like Breath of the Wild. Like that would be a day and date thing, But like Deathloop, I can definitely wait for, even though it looks amazing, and from what most people are saying, it is. All right, let's move on. Let's stop talking about Deathloop. Let's get out of this loop of talking about Deathloop. Seems like to be all the time. Football Manager 2022, Dav Gape. The Xbox
Oh, can we talk about Deathloop again, please?
Yes. This is just a very quick thing. This is actually coming to Game Pass day and date. When it releases, it's coming out on the very day, and it's on Game Pass. Which for a lot of people, that's a big sell.
Football Manager is one of the biggest annual PC release in the world, and so this is absolute madness. This is like saying that it's not. But it is like saying that Call of Duty is coming to Game Pass every year. It's like there's no other game that comes out annually that is a PC game that sells this amount. And it's just absolutely mad. I don't know what they've paid to get that.
Yeah, I'd love to know what they've paid, but that is still...
Unless they've bought Sega.
With Dav Gape's continuing theory, Sega is being bought by Microsoft.
They've got a Tokyo Game Show showcase
they do.
in like 17 days.
They do, which is weird because Microsoft do not do well in Japan.
No, so they've got to have something. I think they've said like we've got a reason for you to watch.
Yeah.
So
I just want to say, football is life. I don't know if any of you guys have been seeing Ted Lasso.
No, I haven't watched it.
It's brilliant. What you guys need to get on it. It's so good.
Know.
Honestly, it's so good. Ted Lasso. Watch it. Football is life. Anyway, that's kind of the end of the news. I kind of breezed through a lot of that stuff. But do you guys have anything you want to add?
Not today.
No.
Nothing. So let's just talk about games we've been playing. And Daf Weeks, it's been a while. So what are you playing?
It's been a while.
I mean, honestly, very little.
Yeah.
However,
yes,
I did get very excited the other day when I found a link to an emulation of the old Blade Runner point-and-click game.
Oh my god.
Which is great.
On your phone?
I love it. No, I found it and I could play it on my Mac.
And do you take your Mac to the toilet with you?
This was not a toilet game.
Right.
So that's a separate whole. That's a whole.
That's a whole separate thing.
That podcast is
I've
on
even been
Thursdays.
lacking on the toilet games. Even that's no. This was just something I found which I thought would be a really fun thing to do because I have such fond memories of that game. And yeah, there it was. So I had to go downloaded it, and it looks so pixely.
Yeah.
But it really got me right in the nostalgias.
I bet. The good thing about point and click is that like the mechanics can't age.
Yeah.
No, the
You
mechanics
just point
are
and
there.
click something. That's it.
You know how it works.
Yeah. Pretty much.
What is lovely about the game is, so it doesn't have. It's not Harrison Ford's character. It's kind of a very similar character with the same job, but not Harrison Ford.
It's Jarrison Board, is it?
Jarrison Board,
Jarrison
yeah.
Board.
You meet a lot of other characters, some of whom are from the film. But one of the nicest things about it is it's kept the soundtrack from the film, which I think is one of the big selling points.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's a big get.
So it's got all of
God, how old is that
soundtrack.
game?
90s.
It's 90s. I was wondering because
I think it's 97, 98.
Oh wow! So it came out like 15 years after the film.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say I didn't realize that because I was going to say that'd be one heck of a find playing an 80s version of Blade Runner. That'd be so wild.
No, it was in 90s, just like from that era of point and clicks.
Also, what a fun genre to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, and it lends itself perfectly for a point and click because you're a detective solving a crime.
Yeah,
it's point and click fodder. It's absolutely the right genre for a Blade Runner game, and it works really nicely.
Whereas they could have so easily just licensed a 2D side scroller,
Yeah,
because that's what everyone else does.
Yeah,
or a little action shooter where you just have to chase replicants around the street, and you're just like, no, man, this is a point and click. It absolutely is.
Who made it? Do you know?
Oh gosh, no, not a clue. Yeah, let's
Blade Runner point and click.
It is interesting though because Blade Runner has inspired so many like so many games like Cyberpunk, for instance. Like one of the big complaints people actually had about Cyberpunk, that aesthetic was it felt like Blade Runner's been done so many times in video games. It's just been done so many times that it does feel really dated now, and they just keep using that kind of aesthetic and that kind of world. What's that game series that is very
Deus
similar
Ex.
to Deus Ex? I was gonna, you must be a fan of Deus Ex.
I love Deus Ex. Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I would love like either a reboot or just a new game. Those games, because I remember playing the original back on the PC way back when, and that game was amazing.
Deus Ex, it's brilliant. I love it. I loved the original games, and I thought, what did they call the reboot of it? Mankind Divided?
I think so.
There were two.
The Human Revolution and Mankind Divided.
Yeah, so Human Revolution was brilliant. I loved it. Mankind Divided, less so, but I don't think I gave it a fair whack. And I will gladly try it again.
Do you want to know what the developers who made the Blade Runner game made the year before that?
Oh, go on.
Command and Conquer Red Alert.
What?
Oh, there we go.
Westwood Studios.
Oh, it's Westwood Studios.
Westwood, that's it.
Wow.
Yes, of course it was.
God,
Westwood.
Red Alert.
I knew it was familiar. And Red Alert's a great game too.
So good.
That FMV. Oh.
Yeah.
Which one was Tim Curry in Red Alert?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, was that Red Alert?
Or was that Tiberian Sun or one of those like Command and Conquer ones?
I think it was Red Alert.
Was
or
it
Red Alert?
And he's just hamming it up, but who cares?
Hamming it up as a Soviet
because it's Tim
general.
Curry, which is amazing. Awesome. Anything else you want to say about Deus Ex? Although you're originally talking about
Blade Runner.
Yeah, nothing more to add about Deus Ex, but I talk about it. I really want to play it again. Yeah. What I would say is Hoy's been absolutely enthralled by Ori.
Oh, Blind Forest or Will of the Wisps?
I believe it's Blind Forest, and
nice.
She's just completed it. She's been absolutely devouring it and speaks so highly of it that I now also really have to play that.
Yeah, and then there's a sequel you can play as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
basically, there's no lack of games for me.
Where is she playing it? On Switch?
On Game Pass.
Ah.
She's been playing it on her PC.
I didn't know you were a Game Passer.
Well, I'm not, but Hoy is.
So all of us have access to Game Pass.
We do, yes.
This is interesting. Dav, I look forward to our multiplayer Football Manager League.
Only if I can play as some shitty little Valleys town.
I'm sure Swansea has a team. So yeah,
Away! Hey, shots fired.
Awesome. Daf Weeks, got anything else to add? Anything you want to add?
No, I think that's it. Who else?
Can I go? Because I'm going to go really quick.
Go
I'm just going to go really quickly, and it's just about what I was playing last week, so Dav G can finish. And that's Psychonauts 2. Still playing it. I still love the aesthetic. I love that like sort of 60s spy vibe that it's got. The music is like so like 60s spy vibe.
Lots of twanging guitars.
Yeah, just like down. It's like I'm just really, really enjoying it. It's such a pleasantly good game. And you know, like when you hear games are good, and you're like, okay, let's see if it's good, and you're like, oh, it is. That's the. I'm not. I was never like anywhere bitter towards it. I was like, oh, I want to see how good it is. I was like, oh, it is just very good. It's just
you have to guard yourself against everyone else's expectations, don't you?
Yeah.
This gotta play this game. You're like, okay.
I like Daf Weeks. I would honestly, I think this is a game you would like because it's a platforming game for one, and it's quirky and it's silly, and I really think you'd like it as well.
I've played Psychonauts 1 and I do like it. And it's
a
full
double
Tim
Schafer. Tim Schafer.
It is a Tim Schafer game. So yeah. I remember really enjoying the first one. So yeah, I'd gladly play the second one.
Yeah. If you like Psychonauts 1, you'll love Psychonauts 2.
Yeah, it's a banger. It really, really is. I still haven't I was really busy over the weekend, so I didn't really get a chance to play it much. But I'm gonna try and complete it. I don't want to rush through it, see, because it's just so well made. It's so well made. It's so well designed, and I kind of was alluding to this last week with my first impressions, but now I've actually played it a bit longer. I'm like, oh no, it's just consistently very good, and I'm just really enjoying it. So who knows? I might complete it by next week. It might take me a couple of weeks, but this is probably what I'll be playing at least until next week. But yeah, I just wanted to add on to what I was saying last week, and that it's a bloody good game.
Nice.
Daf Gape, what were you going to bring? What are you bringing
I've
to the table?
not got much to add. It was a short week, and I was busy on the old weekend. But I managed to sneak in. I picked up Pokemon Sun again.
Oh, nice.
So I'm about 23 hours into that. Really enjoying it. It's quite a breath of fresh air from like a lot of the mainline Pokemon games.
Yeah.
They really changed up the formula in a way that they've never done before until they will with Legends Arceus. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying that, and I need to get through it because I've got myself a policy where I can't take a cartridge out of my 2DS until I've completed the game that's on that cartridge.
That's a good shout.
Because I've got a pile of 25. You can see them there. There.
For those listening, Dav is pointing.
If you hadn't guessed.
If you hadn't guessed, just making sure you know.
There's 25 2DS games there, and I've only played 2 of them, so I need to get through those. So yeah, I'm going to make my way through Pokemon Sun, and then after that, it might be Detective Pikachu.
Oh, I watched the film the other day.
Ooh.
The film's really good. I was pleasantly... It's not, like, groundbreaking or anything, but, like, I was pleasantly surprised. Me and Rosie were just in one of those days where, like, we wanted to watch a film, and we didn't want to watch anything heavy, so, like, oh, Detective Pikachu, let's watch that. It was just really enjoyable. It was genuinely really enjoyable. I was not shocked, but I as someone who isn't a massive Pokemon fan, I still really enjoyed it. It's
nice.
It was probably as good as the Sonic film, which I also quite enjoyed. Decent, just fun.
Speaking of films, and current events, I went to see Shang-Chi, the new Marvel film.
How was it?
It's a banger. It's a certified 8.5 out of 10.
Which point does it not become a banger?
When
does it start banging?
The origin stuff that's like sort of peppered throughout, which thank God it's peppered throughout, because if that was all in one hit, it'd be too much. It's a bit much. It's a bit old school, like superhero film. But the martial arts is legit.
Yeah.
Like it is some really high quality, like Crouching Tiger style martial arts in there. Some really nice stuff. Definitely worth watching, even if you're not much of a Marvel fan, but you like sort of trashy martial arts films. This will scratch that itch for you.
It's doing really well as well, which is great.
Which I'm so happy about. Yeah,
so happy about. Have you guys been watching What If by any chance?
Yes, that zombies episode.
Yeah, it's weird because like some episodes I love and some episodes I don't love, but then I also appreciate that they're just going wild with every episode. And like, I can appreciate
love
that.
I don't love them all.
Yeah. It's like at least they're trying loads of wild ideas, and that's totally cool.
Is your favorite episode the Doctor Strange episode as well?
I did like that episode. Which one did I? Oh no, the Guardians of the Galaxy one.
Yeah, with Black Panthers in charge of Guardians of the Galaxy.
I really enjoyed that, and also because obviously Chadwick Boseman. I think that was his last.
Yeah.
I think that was one of his last.
Black Panther's in the zombies one. And it sounded a lot like him.
It might have been him because I know we've recorded a lot of the dialogue for the series, but I don't know if he actually finished the dialogue. But yeah, it's really good. Me and Rosie are really enjoying it. And they just had a Hawkeye trailer today. We're not a Marvel podcast, but we might as well be at this point. Dap, sorry, anything else you want to talk about gaming-wise?
No.
Actually, I do have one question for you on your 2DS collection. Do you have Metroid 2?
Metroid 2? What's Metroid 2?
Samus Returns.
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
The reason why I say it is because whatever you bought it for, I tried to pick it up a couple of months before, just before the Metroid.
I don't, because it was like 35 quid everywhere.
It was expensive before, and now it's like tripled the price. You like try and get it on eBay, it's like 90 quid.
What?
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So if you're gonna play it, you have to buy it from the 3DS store, which is like £35, £40. You can't buy a physical copy, and it's so frustrating because apparently, like a couple of months before I was looking for it, it was like £7 in Argos.
Oh mate!
So I'm absolutely because Argos sometimes do that.
They do. I bought a Yokai Watch there for £2.
I bought Captain Toad for like £7.
Yes,
it was cheap. For anyone wondering what Argos is, it's just a store that sells things.
It's a Greek god.
Yeah, it is. There we are. All right. Let's see that. Should we do the quiz to finish? Should we do a little quiz?
Quiz.
Yeah.
All right. Gents, let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Order these 3 Castlevania games by release date. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 games. I want you to order them and which one came up first to last.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to throw this out there, there are two Castlevania games that are Castlevania 2 and it's
Sure.
which is I was like, what? Because I don't know
Yeah, yeah,
Castlevania
yeah.
that well. I saw it, I was like, what? This is crazy. Anyway, check it out if you don't know Castlevania. It's so weird. There's two of them. There's two twos. All right. Simon's Quest, Symphony of the Night, and Belmont's Revenge. So first to last. Simon's Quest, Symphony of the Night, Belmont's Revenge.
Got it.
Okay, so what I'm going to start doing is I'm only going to give you 1 point if you get them all right. Okay.
Okay.
Then
All right.
I'm going to be a bit harsher, but that's just how we roll now. Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Okay, Dav. Shall I just read them out?
Yeah, go on.
It is Simon's Quest, Belmont's Revenge, and Symphony of the Night. So if you got that order, you are getting a point.
Yeah.
Okay, got that. What did you say, Daf Weeks? Symphony, Belmont, Simon. Reverse
The opposite.
order.
Yeah.
You reverse order.
Reverse order.
Well-
I thought you wanted them in the reverse order. Oh,
See, well, but to some people, time doesn't always move forward. It moves everywhere. So in some dimension, you are actually correct.
Symphony of the Night's like the 8th game in the series.
Yeah. It's really like so. Simon's Quest 87, Belmont's Revenge
Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest.
91, and then Symphony of the Night is 97.
Yeah, it's
So-
like Super Castlevania 4,
Yeah.
but there was Castlevania 1, 2, 3, and 4 before that.
I have played one single Castlevania game, and it was Castlevania 64, which is probably the shittest.
Yeah,
of
it's
all.
apparently supposed to be the worst one. That's
It's
amazing.
terrible, apparently.
Yeah.
I remember it being not very good. It was janky as hell. It was solid as all hell, and the platforming was all over the shop.
Oh, using
Oh,
that
mate.
N64 controller as well. Like, oh, that must be dodgy.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2. When did the Virtual Boy release in Japan? 93, 94, or 95?
Okay.
93,
Okay.
94, 95. Press enter.
I've got 93.
Dav's
I
gone.
went 94.
And the answer's 95.
No!
Yeah, the answer's 95. It came up later than I thought.
95 was in my head, but I thought that would be like here and would have come out like years before in Japan.
So it came out in 95 in Japan, 96 in the US. That's pretty late, like than I thought. I thought it was
Yeah.
like early 90s.
Yeah.
Not like
Yeah.
mid to late 90s. It's crazy. Okay, which of these Assassin's Creed games has the lowest score on Metacritic? Rogue, Syndicate, or Unity?
I'm quite confident with this one.
Surely it's Unity.
See, Dav Gape is...
Oh, okay, I'm going with it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
I went Rogue.
Dav Gape went Rogue, Dav Weeks
Literally.
went...
Unity.
And the
It
answer
was buggy.
is what, Dav Weeks?
Unity.
It is
Oh.
Unity.
It was way too buggy, and everyone was
Yeah.
like, "What the hell? This is barely playable."
So Rogue got 74, Syndicate got 78, which is a lot higher than I actually thought it did.
Syndicate's a good game.
Unity got
Yeah, I
72, which is
Bad.
Not
bad
as-
for a AAA
yeah,
game.
bad for a AAA game. The 72 is
Yeah.
a bad AAA game score.
Well, Rogue came out at the same time as Unity.
Because
Like, but
But
on the
Rogue was
360.
basically Black Flag.
yeah, it was Black Flag Adventure.
Yeah, it was like a
Party.
really
Yeah.
boring Black Flag.
All right.
yeah.
What is the best-selling game series from the list below? And the list below is as follows:
Ooh.
Half-Life, Gears of War, or Splinter Cell. So these are the amount of games sold. Half-Life, Gears of War, Splinter Cell.
Interesting.
Do you guys have answers?
Yep.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. You both went Gears of War.
Yeah.
And it's
Splinter
it's
Cell.
wrong.
The question I pose, and I did it as I hit enter,
Game
are we
Pass.
counting Portal in the Half-Life franchise?
I don't know. So all I've just got the score.
Or
I've got
Orange
the numbers.
Box.
I've got the numbers. I imagine so. I imagine the Orange Box is included because that includes Half-Life itself. But I don't know
Yeah.
if Portal is included. But anyway, Gears of War is the lowest. So it's 26 million. Half-Life is at 27.6 million, and Splinter Cell has outsold both of them 31 million, and they don't do anything with the series.
There's
It's
just
mad.
so many Splinter Cell games.
There is. There's about 12 in the classic
Is there
Ubisoft.
really?
Yeah, there's loads. There's loads, and they did that thing with Ubisoft too, which they released one, realized it was a banger, and they just kept releasing them until
Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow, Chaos Theory.
Chaos Theory.
Chaos Series.
There's Blacklist, Conviction. Double Agent.
Double Agent.
Yeah, that's at least 6 that I can think of. I've not played any of them.
I could think of 4, which we've just listed. I liked the first 2, but then I lost momentum.
I bought the original Xbox one for £3 on Xbox Series X, so it's there. Just so I'm like, ooh, Splinter Cell, go on then. For when they finally announce the next one.
Yeah, the next one. People are going to go wild when they announce the next one. Question number 5. Which game from this list of 4 did not come out in 1993? This is a tough one.
Ooh.
Okay. Doom, Earthbound, Myst, or Star Fox?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter. Gape went with Star Fox and Daf Weeks went with Myst. You're both wrong.
Oh,
damn it.
It's Earthbound. And Earthbound came out in 94.
Ah.
Earthbound came out later than I thought.
Really annoyingly, yesterday I was looking up games that came out in 92. And
I
I was like, I don't know any of those.
I'm going to stop doing this question then, because Daf Gape's going to catch me out.
Just don't do 92. Just
Don't do 92. All right, I'm gonna play my kazoo now.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Oh, do it again. I'm getting a little bit of cut out. I don't know about you, Dev.
I was okay.
Is that
Lovely,
better?
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was too close.
Yeah. Nice and distant from the mic.
Here we go.
Nice. I got it.
I haven't. Do it again, please.
And then I just add a little bit of to conclude at the end.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I got it.
It's scratching something, but
It's scratching an itch. All right, press enter. 3, 2, 1.
yeah.
Yes, solid. You both got it. Well done, Dad. Yeah, I was trying to do the. But
I appreciated it.
it was just coming out as, which is not quite the same. All right.
Oh, I'm well chuffed for that.
Just waiting for a bit of snake.
I'm just waiting for the remake. Anyway, question number 7. Name that badly described game. Animals trapped in containers must navigate safely across the map or fall to their doom.
Got it.
Animals in containers.
Do you want me to read it out again, Dan?
It would be fun if it was a clue for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. Animals trapped in containers must navigate safely across the map or fall to their doom.
I think I got it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Super
both
Monkey
got it.
Ball.
Super Monkey Ball.
For a second, I was thinking Mario Kart. I was like, but they're not all animals.
Also, try. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that'd be quite good. All right.
And I don't think they're trapped in their carts.
They might be. We don't see their legs. It might be like Star Fox, where they like amputate the bottom of his feet.
Maybe.
Question number 8. The original Fallout takes place in which U.S. state? California, New York, or Washington?
The original one.
The original one, yeah. Fallout 1.
Oof. I don't know anything before Fallout 3.
I've played the beginning of Fallout 1.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a cool game. Like it has the character and the personality of the newer ones, but with the gameplay of something like
Like Baldur's Gate or Diablo.
No, God, what's it called? There's a third one that's just come out. Not Desperados, but it's like a nuclear thing.
Oh, it's made by the same people.
It's like a computer RPG kind of one. Oh God, what's it called? They've just released an expansion for it on
Yeah,
Game Pass.
it's on Game Pass. Yeah. I know the one you're on about. I think that's maybe
Wasteland.
Wasteland. Yeah, that's maybe the original developers of Fallout.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
So it's more of a clicky to ghost places than something like Diablo necessarily.
Yeah, because then they get really upset at the
and the combat's turn-based.
Yeah, it is. Right. Yeah, completely changed the combat. Fair play.
Dav, the original Fallouts, Fallout 2, and Fallout Tactics are like so up your bag, and it's your comedy. It's like your like sense of humor as well.
Do you guys have answers?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Washington?
You both went Washington. It's not Washington.
It's California.
It's Southern California.
Damn.
California, here we go. It's that place. Okay, question number...
place, like in the song.
Question number 9. The Spike Video Game Awards was the predecessor to the Game Awards hosted by Jeff Keighley. But which of these games took the big award in the very first year it debuted in 2003?
Wow.
GTA Vice City, Madden NFL 2004, Tony Hawk's Underground, or Wind Waker?
If it's not Madden, you've absolutely baited me here.
Have I bamboozled you?
Well, I don't think it would be Madden, but if you've added Madden and it's not the right answer, you've absolutely done me.
Okay, do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter.
I've gone Madden.
The answer is Wind Waker. No, it's Madden NFL 2004. How crazy is that?
What the hell?
What you see the other games it's around as well, and you're like, really? What were they doing in 2003? Like, it was mad. Crazy. That's mad. All right, Wheel of Misfortune. Here we come. Let me get my little wheel out. Here it is.
Go on.
I'll give it a spin first.
Question.
I think we had one of yours recently. All right, here we go. Here goes the spin. It is a Daf Weeks question.
Yay!
Okay.
I prayed for this.
Here we go. Daf Weeks question. What's the final level in Super Mario 64? This is not the level with Bowser. So the last level before you play Bowser. Is it Rainbow Ride, Tick-Tock Clock, or Tiny Huge Island?
Oh God! No, I didn't. Okay. I'll bite.
Right.
Okay,
you guys got an answer? Okay,
yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter.
TikTok Club.
Daf Weeks. It is Rainbow Ride. Rainbow Ride. Which means, gents, we have a tie. And considering Zach isn't here, I'm just going to ask you a Zach question.
Okay.
And then if one of you gets it right, then one of you wins. If you both get it right,
with a tiebreaker, should we buzz in?
It's hard to buzz in because the internet could be different levels. And
we'll say our names.
Yeah, just say Dav. Yeah, just say Dav, and I'll be like, yes, Dav. All right. If we draw, we draw. But let's just throw another one out there. Somewhere might win. Okay, here we go. This is a Zach Hamilton question. In Super Mario Bros. 2 was a reskinned game that was only available in Japan. But what was the original game called?
I got it.
Amuna, with that. Aranana no Keseki, Doki Doki, or Wawa World?
Yep.
Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, press enter. It is Doki Doki.
Doki Doki Panic.
Which means we started off with a Dav sandwich and we're going to end with a beautiful Dav sandwich. Because
2 slices of Dav.
2 slices of Dav is all you need. It's doctor's recommendation for 2 slices of Dav. And that is the end of the podcast. It's the end of podcast number 68. Thank you for listening. Check out our Patreon. Check out our YouTube. Check out our Twitter. Check out our Facebook. Check out Dav's DavEG over on Twitch. Check us out. And we'll love you forever.
We will.
I think that's it. Gents, thanks so much. Should we go?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ahoy!
Ahoy!